We here at NRATV have made you a promise. The freedom-loving people of America a promise. A promise that we will expose the violent left. And when not exposing the lies of the mainstream media, we promised to push reporters to cover the violent behavior and beliefs of radical anti-American left-wing leaders. I'm proud to say it's working. The New York Times finally wrote a piece calling out the hypocrisy and the violent rhetoric being pushed by the leaders of that so-called Women's March. The Times piece comes only after those leaders and the violent left attacked Dana Lash and NRATV. I called on the Times to expose those leaders. Finally, they did. I also insisted we wouldn't apologize for anything. So to every member of the lying media and the violent left demanding an apology, let me be very clear. It'll never happen. We don't apologize for warning America about chaos creators who want to impose their will upon us through their violence and lies. And we stand firm with the clenched fist of truth while they wilt with an open mouth of lies. Well, millions of people shared that message when I called out the leaders of the violent left for their hypocrisy. And since nothing offends the radical left more than the facts, they responded to our clenched fist of truth messages by planning a march against the NRA, against you, against the Second Amendment. They tried to use the same leaders of the Women's March to come after us. The leftist media portrayed them as heroes as they recklessly attacked us on channel after channel, in one newspaper after another. But we had the truth on our side, and we used it and exposed the leaders of the Women's March for their outspoken support of Sharia law, for their calls for jihad, and for their hatred of our police officers. And when we exposed their hypocrisy, as the media allowed them to call us, to call me intolerant, sexist, xenophobic, we used our clenched fist of truth to expose their ties to Louis Farrakhan.
We'll tear this goddamn country up.
Yep, that's Louis Farrakhan, a religious terrorist whose highlight reel of bigoted beliefs includes, quote, Hitler was a very great man, end quote. This is the man behind the so-called peaceful, tolerant, and nonviolent Women's March organizers.
Well, millions of people shared that video, and then we put pressure on the New York Times and the Washington Post to cover the truth, to expose these leaders of the violent left for who they are. Minions of a racist, anti-Semitic man who believes gay people should be punished by death, a man who openly claims white people deserve to die, a man who hates our country. And I'm happy to see our pressure, your support, forced the New York Times to admit the people they look at to sensationalize the news and push their liberal agenda. Those people are a sham. Yes, our fighting the violence of lies and holding the media accountable with our clenched fist of truth is working. Without us, without all of you, you would have never seen a headline like this in the New York Times that reads, "When progressives embrace hate." We at NRATV will continue to expose the violent left, and we will not let up on the mainstream media until they tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.